I hope you guys are following along on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, because during Braves Week, all presented by Truist, we've been putting a lot of the clips and interviews and all the coverage on all of our social media platforms. And I bet our next guest is going to be the next one that we feature on all of those social media platforms. He has a game named after him, and he was only 22 when he did it in the postseason. He's Braves starter Bryse Wilson, and he's kind enough to join Chuck and Chernoff on the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line. Bryce, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Before we look ahead to the 2021 season, we have to go back because we haven't had a chance to talk to you since that wonderful night in the middle of the National League Championship Series when 22-year-old Bryse Wilson outdueled future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw. So I want to ask you a couple of things about that game. Take me back pregame. How nervous are you? How are you able to slow the heartbeat down? Were you able to treat it like another game? That's what we always hear. What were your emotions going into it?
Obviously there was a lot of nerves there. First playoff appearance, going up against Kershaw in really a very crucial game, and definitely a lot of nerves there. I'd say, as far as getting the heart rate down, it came back to a lot of the older guys, just telling me I was going to be good, and I had the stuff to be great. Whether it's text, whether it's in the locker room the day of. That really helped a ton, just knowing that I had them behind me and had their support, and so that was the biggest thing. But once I got out there, obviously there's a different feeling out there in the playoffs against the Dodgers. But for the most part, I was able to treat it like a normal game.
Bryce, from a technical, a concrete standpoint, what do you think back at that game that if you would have had another start 4 or 5 days later, you would have built on, because the next start's going to come like 4.5 months later for you. So you didn't have even a chance to, quote, get hot. What about the game on the mound that night? Are you like, yeah, I want to replicate that? Yeah,
I think the biggest thing for me was, getting ahead of the hitters. I was able to get ahead. Fastball command was really good. The secondary's execution was there when I needed it. And that was the biggest thing for me is just, once I was able to get ahead, I was able to, execute pitches and, get outs. So that was the big thing for me that I wanted to build on.
Bryse Wilson, Braves starting pitcher with Chuck and Chernoff on the Fan. Now, you mentioned teammates. Before the game, sending you texts to try to just tell you, calm it down, it's another game. How many text messages did you get post-game, and were you dutiful? Did you return all of those texts of congratulations that night?
Oh, goodness. It was a lot, whether it's text, phone calls, stuff through social media. It was a ton. And I did the best I could to get back to people. May have taken me a couple days, but I did. Especially I've always been grateful for the support that I have from back home. So everybody from back home I try to get back to, and that's always meant a lot to me. So them shooting a text means a lot as well.
You and the catchers, y'all are the first to report. What has been your personal calendar? Like, what are we looking for, like Bryse Wilson? When does this kind of unfold in spring training, and kind of what is your pace to get ready for opening day?
So I threw a live BP today. I think slotted to throw to pitch in, either I think it's maybe game 5 to start spring training. And from there, we'll just go every 5 days, build up, and get ready for the season.
Well, the season is going to be an interesting start, I think, for you. And we're talking to Bryse Wilson, Braves starters with Chuck and Chernoff on the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line during our Braves Week, all presented by Truist. Because it's such a crowded house with the starting rotation, there's a chance you do start at Gwinnett. I know the alternate plan might be maybe you start in Soroka's spot before he comes back. Everybody wants to be up here. I guess disappointing might be the wrong word, but how much of a letdown will it be if you do have to start in Gwinnett?
I think for the most part it'll just be a lot of motivation. Obviously go down there, take it just as serious as if I'm up here, try to get better and improve on my stuff, and then just be ready whenever I'm needed, if that are to be the case.
Anything you're adding to the repertoire? I mean, we hear all the time, spring training, I'm going to add a knuckleball. What are you working on specifically?
I'm taking the same pitches into this season as last season. The 4-seam, 2-seam, changeup, the slurve, and then the hard cutter. And this off season and even this spring, my biggest focus is really refining the hard cutter. Making it a pitch that I can use more often. But really just focus on consistency and being able to execute, the first time whenever I want to.
Have you had a chance to either speak with, hang out with, watch Charlie Morton and kind of pick his brain a little bit?
Yeah. I talked to him a couple of days ago about, his curveball, just his mindset going through it, how he throws it and whatnot. And, he's a great guy, super nice guy, really smart, and obviously a ton of ability. We've had a couple good conversations, and I've definitely taken a couple things from what he said, for sure.
Well, just go throw it like he does, okay?
Yeah, hey, if I could, I definitely would. I'm going to try my best.
I feel like, Bryce, we've buried the lead here. You're going to be able to swing the stick a little bit this year, so remind me, Bryse Wilson in the box, are we a power hitter? Are you a slap guy? Like, what kind of offense are we going to provide from Bryse Wilson?
Oh, goodness. I'm just trying to get the bat on the ball, to be quite honest with you. I think I have two hits in the big leagues. I think they're both singles. But I'm really just trying to get the bat on the ball and not look really stupid up there at the plate.
Bryce, let's be honest. You have 2 hits in the bigs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. I think it's 2 hits. No, how many hits. Every pitcher knows how many hits he has.
Oh, yeah.
Before we do let you go, I remember back in the heydays of the Braves pitching, those guys were as competitive as it came, whether it was in the batter's box or shagging fly balls, but most notably on the golf course. Tell me the competition level between you and Max, or you and Mike, or you and Ian. Like, what's the battle like competition-wise with the young pitchers, not just on the mound but everywhere else?
Oh, goodness. So personally, I'm awful at golf. Definitely want to get better, but personally, I'm awful. I don't think Max and Mike, Mike's not playing any now. Because he's still coming back from his injury, but Ian can swing it pretty well. Kyle Wright, I'd say of the pitchers, I'd say is probably the best that I've played with.
Are you video games instead, or what are you doing?
Yeah, no, a lot of video games. Call of Duty, a lot of Call of Duty.
All right, it's Call of Duty. What about sports games? If it's not Call of Duty, or I know we've moved on from Fortnite. That's so 2020 and 2019. Like, what have we moved on to?
For me, it's just all Call of Duty. I don't play a lot of sports games. I am kind of looking forward to this new NCAA college football that's supposed to be coming out. I used to play that all the time before they got rid of it, but for me, it's just mostly Call of Duty. I don't really play a lot of the show or anything like that. So.
Just don't get the carpal tunnel. Don't get that. We've heard about these guys, on the sticks playing, and the next thing you know, you're out for 2 weeks. Hey, Bryce, congratulations on one hell of a start in the postseason last year. We're looking forward to seeing what 2021 brings for you. We appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.